Well, you guys,
Anywho.
welcome.
Hello.
It is the mother freaking duo.
It's the duo. The duo.
And
we're back. And we have been struggling with some technical difficulties, but we are here.
We are here.
On these
We
nights.
got it together.
Yeah,
we were determined.
And I'm in my comfy clothes because it is raining. I was going to look a little decent for y'all, but I said never mind. The
This
weather
week
said
is
never
not the
mind.
week, right? The weather said had other things to say.
Yeah, the blend. So, here we are.
Welcome back to another episode with DNT Podcast.
Hello.
I'm Janika Rochelle.
I'm Destiny Lynn.
You have been tuned
To
in.
another episode. DNT.
Thank you guys for returning. It means a lot.
Thank you, God, for letting us return.
No, seriously.
Amen.
For sure.
What's up, girl?
Howdy.
How you
Get
doing?
into it.
How you doing? You all right? Let's stress you out a little.
Wait a minute. Yes, because it's like, I am determined. You know me. I just be, what am I doing
Gotta
wrong?
get
I am
right.
determined to get it right. Like,
Maybe you got more patience than me because I was like, just looking like God don't want me to.
yeah.
Turn it off, turn it back on. Turn it off, turn it
bad. Yeah, but we got it together. But other than that, I'm all right. Monday is Monday.
Yeah.
So,
I was off work today. It felt kind of nice. My mom, she left.
yeah.
It's kind of sad. I was kind of sad this time. But anyway, highlight of the week.
Do I have a highlight? I'm just blessed to be in another week, to make it through
For
another
sure.
week. I don't have anything specific I just would like to shed any light on.
Yeah.
Just very, very thankful to just even be able to witness another week. Despite
For sure.
everything that has been going on in the world.
Okay.
Because there's a lot going on in the world. So I'm just thankful to just still be in my right mind, to be covered and protected.
For sure.
And to just be human.
Well, I just kind of mentioned it. My highlight of the week was my mom was here from Thursday to today. And I was able to get off work early Thursday, off work Friday, off work today to spend time. We got my house together a little bit.
Yes.
Our house. I'm working on my.
Do you have on Billie Eilish? I keep smelling.
No,
like,
it's that Five Below. I told you it smelled like Billie Eilish.
it smells like some, because
That-
I'm steady smelling it like.
It smelled like that Billie Eilish. That's why I was
Yeah.
telling you, girl, look what they got.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one with the little bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It smells good.
Thanks. But yes, my mom was here. My man had a game, but that shit was ghetto. And yeah, maybe I have some different highlights for y'all next week.
Right.
Excited for the new week. Like I said, I was off work today, but just ready to get the rest of the week. Oh wait.
That was definitely a long pause.
I was trying to think of what I was
Week.
to say. I was trying to get through it, but I had already said get another week.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh wait. Stick over here.
Well, of course. Can you guys believe I have some facts or like some
What?
things to share with you all? Yeah, still doesn't have a name for it, but I do have something because I don't think I had much to just shed light on last week. But there's this new TikTok page that I have found called 60-Second News.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes over like a week's worth of 60-second news, like in one video.
Yeah.
And of course, the first one was Chick-fil-A is switching up their chicken due to supply issues. So
What do you
at
mean
first,
switching up the cheese?
so I guess at first they were using like antibiotic free or like something type of chicken, and now it's being switched over to something else due to a supply issue. So I have a little story to tell you guys about this because I don't
They
think.
gave you some more chicken.
So yesterday, when I went to not yesterday, day before yesterday, I ate Chick-fil-A, right? And I was just casually, debating if I should go there or somewhere else, but I chose Chick-fil-A. And when I got around to the thing to get my food, the guy told me, he said, one of the little workers, he was like, we're currently doing like this promotional, so we threw an extra thing of chicken nuggets in your bag. And I'm like, oh, okay, like wow. Because at first I'm thinking like, dang, like Chick-fil-A already be generous, but like y'all being like real generous, like y'all giving them out free chicken. So I ended up ordering a sandwich meal. So I had a sandwich and they threw in the extra nuggets. Really, it was 2 things of extra nuggets. So I had a sandwich and 2 8-piece nuggets in my bag. Like, that was way too much food for one person. But, I mean, it was free. So, of course, I took it. But then, that was Saturday. And then, boom, yesterday I turned around. And then I see this information. And I was like, that's a freaking no-brainer. Like, something is wrong with it. Something is not sitting well. Because when I seen it yesterday, I was like...
It's giving you just trying to get rid of the other chick.
Or I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is... it's giving... They finna put... I mean, of course, they got to announce it that the flavor or something might be different. But it's like, what the heck are y'all putting in it now? Because fast food already ain't healthy. But it's like, what are y'all going to put in it now to where it's like, y'all talking about y'all changing it due to a supply issue? What you mean?
It ain't no supply issue if you giving me extra chicken.
So that's what I'm thinking. Like, you talking about some, we threw in the extra this, it's a promotional thing. Like, maybe that's the new chicken that they finna start promoting, but they want to see if we gonna know the difference in the new chicken. Or if people gonna like it. Yeah, I ate them, they tasted like regular nuggets, but I don't care. It's something behind it.
Yeah.
You know, it's something behind it. I'm gonna read 2 more. They said Stanley Cups have been tested positive for containing lead, which is very toxic. Mm-hmm. Like, things that contain like lead.
They're paying $100 for them.
And you know, they were so viral just a while back, and now that everybody has already purchased them and they done made their money
now
off
they
them,
let you know that
now it's coming out that they got lead in them. I didn't think that was a coincidence. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna just read this one and then we can move along. It says, the guy read like the top 10 most common birthdays, and like out of the top 10 birthdays, 9 of them are September dates. Wow. It was only one date on there with July. But the number one, like, most common birthday, it said was September 9th. So September 9th is like the most common birthday, I guess, that a lot of people share. But out of the top 10 birthdays that are the most common, 9 of them are September dates. That is wild. On top of September being the 9th month. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy. So... That's just a little sparkle I'm going to give y'all. I think I'm going to start reading from there. Let me get this one because y'all need to know it. But, I mean, like, I know it's probably going to pass by the time, but still. It said emergency officials are warning people to stock up on food, fuel, and water due to the eclipse coming up. And he was stating how the article was saying a lot of people are going to be traveling, like, near or far just to witness the eclipse. Mm-hmm. But when y'all talk about emergency officials, somebody stocking up on stuff like that, made me think it's something big behind this eclipse. Right. Because why wouldn't you stock up on food?
Well, you know, because somebody was saying, someone I was listening to or whatever was saying that, you know, they claim it's only going to be dark for a little bit, but somebody was saying that it's going to be dark for longer than a little bit.
Yes.
And so...
I heard 3 days.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like,
but they're saying it's only supposed to be like 30 minutes.
But I know Arkansas is like in the, whatever, like the line of it. Mm-hmm. Like it goes through, it's going through Arkansas, basically. So that's why so many people is traveling here to see it, because say you live in Cali, it's not gonna go.
Glasses on? Mm-hmm. You gotta have the
glasses. Girl, they hand them out free at the library.
I need to go. I keep saying I'm gonna go. I've been trying to go ever since Story told us about it. Yes, yeah. It just be slipping my mind. But yeah, I don't know. That's one of them natural events I'm waiting to happen to really see like what's gonna be different. Like even if nothing happens between the visible eye, I can tell you the energy or something is gonna be different within the world. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Girl, because like daycares and stuff closing too. Like businesses
like
is closing.
Why are so many people closing?
Because it's gonna be dark.
And girl, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tell me, because it's gonna be dark.
Maybe I'm just gonna be.
So that's what I'm saying. Ain't nobody. Like, so nobody is supposed to go to work that day. Like that's what I'm saying. They saying it's gonna.
Maybe because Pediatrics Plus, it's gonna be.
They gonna be open for. Okay.
Maybe she wanted us to treat in the dark at one point.
That's what I'm saying.
Be
like,
by the window, so you get
something bigger than that. But you know.
Child,
only time
if it ain't about me, it might be about me.
Right. That might be about me.
Oh, but okie dokie. Let's talk about the other crazy
that's going on. Like, seriously.
It's getting exposed.
Because did you get to finish it?
No, I was on the middle of episode 3.
So, what's the last?
So, Drake.
Okay. Okay, so we're finna get into it, but y'all, we wanted to discuss, like, of course y'all know about the little quiet on set thing that came out about certain Nickelodeon cast exposing Dan Schneider and the other man,
Jason Handy.
Brian Pegg, Jason, all of them. But the main two big ones was Dan Schneider and Brian Pegg. Yeah. And I also saw...
what's his name? John Sandy, whatever his name was.
Because they named three many people, too.
He went to jail. And he's still in jail. I looked it up.
Yeah.
The one, Handy. Mm-hmm. Whatever, I don't know his name. Yeah. He was the one with the... dang, what was her name? One of the girls.
But I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because... sick. Right. And it's like, of course, I feel like some of us know that stuff like this has been going on. It's just like, I'm glad they finally speaking up about it. Like, somebody took initiative to be like, it's time to make a documentary about this.
Did you see he made a public...
He made his own public statement, like saying how he apologized. Yeah. But then I did some digging and found out they saying that that's a paid person that used to work under him that even interviewed him.
That's the man from one of the shows that interviewed him.
So that's why it's like that.
That's the one from iCarly.
How does that help you? How does that help you? If you would
let's tell them what we talking about. Oh, yeah. You said better. I mean.
Yeah, I told them we just gonna talk about Quiet on Set. For those of y'all that don't know, if you living under a rock and you haven't seen it just yet, just know there's a 4-part series on Prime Video or it's on HBO Max, and it's about previous Nickelodeon characters when they were kids, the things they experienced when they used to be on set filming. And I guess the guy Dan Schneider is one of the main big producers of a lot of shows that came on growing up from Nickelodeon, from All That, Amanda Bynes Show, iCarly, Drake and Josh, Henry Danger, and it was some more, like 2 other ones that he named that he played a major role in. And when I finished watching it, of course it was one of those like, I'm glad y'all finally speaking up about it. But of course one of the ones I wanted to zero in specifically on, of course, is Drake. Yeah. But all in all, like watching it, I get why he was able to stay there for so long, because if I didn't get nothing else from that documentary, that one was able to show like how powerful and talented a person know that they are, and the depths that they will go to make sure that they stay there. Mm-hmm. But it also made me look at it like, they already said in the beginning of the thing how Dan grew up and like how he just wasn't this popular kid, and he was just trying so hard to show them. He was just trying so hard to show them like, I'm more than just this fat kid that can act. Mm-hmm. Like, so he was proving to them, trying to just prove and be so accepted in that realm of space already. Like,
they didn't say like he was touching the kids though, right?
No, I guess
he was just being more so like toxic and mean, and like they try to say like his scripts and stuff was just like very derogatory,
which they were. Now that they said like some of them,
and some people were saying, well, in his statement he was saying that like back then it was just a joke, but now like adults now is looking deeper into it. And saying like back then, like, it's a joke. Like, he was thinking like, it's just a joke. But now we so exposed to so much stuff. There's so many sick people out here that adults is just making it something out of nothing. Which he didn't have bad intentions behind it.
How could you not?
But then everything else was happening.
That was premeditated though. Mm-hmm. Like, them ain't no jokes you came up with on the fly. You had a group of writers that would come together.
It was the Ariana Grande, and it was those.
So things. With that, it was like one of the girls was able to mention, like, of course, as us being kids, even us kids watching it, it's going over our heads because
it's just silly.
It was like, why would he? They was trying to say from both ends, like, why would we take that serious, or why would we look at that in that type of way? And it's like, y'all gotta think, like, of course, us being kids, we're not gonna catch it, but for other pervs that are like him, that are into those, like, all the little sexual jokes he tried to make around those kids and all of that, those other predators out there are going to catch on to that. And they're going to take heed to that. Because the one that got me is when he talking about he wanted one of his writers to make up the script and act like she was being sodomized or whatever the word is. And it was like, I finally looked up the definition and it was like...
Of sodomized?
Yes, it was like, sodomy is basically like anal, pretending to have like anal, or I guess like oral or anal being involved.
It was when the women got exposed Well, when they start getting exposed, like, when they went to go look in their drawers and in their houses, like, how much pornography and stuff they had in the journal the man was writing in about being a pedophile. But, like, y'all, I you know what? Because when I had mentioned it to Kaya, asking her if she watched it, she was like, no, I don't want to ruin my childhood. But I
think it's been ruined. That's why a lot of people were saying that
it's not ruining. I don't think it ruined my childhood, but it's just like, dang. Like, because those shows were still good, but it make you look at it don't make me look at the actors and actresses no
right.
Different. It makes me look at the producers like, you're sick. Why would you do that to some kids? But I think that's when we was talking about, like, we feel like it's not enough light shed on it. It's because we afraid of, like, what's the truth?
Out.
What's the truth?
What's gonna be revealed?
But that's why shit's still happening.
Because nobody wants to.
But I ain't gonna lie, had it not been for TikTok, I wouldn't have known about Quiet on Set.
Me neither.
And that's why my little theory is, that's why they trying to get rid of, they said they getting rid of TikTok.
Right.
TikTok exposing everything. Because you can't hide everything from everybody. Man. Somebody knows something. Y'all done switched and turned on somebody and they ready to tell their story.
Facts, no matter how much hush money y'all done start offering them, it get to a point where they're like,
because hush money ain't hush no more. Like, so it's different than that.
So that's going to lead us right into the Drake situation, because I talked about it with old boy, and he was saying he get why Drake finally spoke out, but it was like, why did it take you that long? And I get it, for some people, that's traumatic. But when he said the first incident that it happened, first of all, let's back up, because let's get into the mama. Because the mama, when I say they was on her, like, how long?
His mama?
Yes, because
I got to the daddy.
Girl, okay, so just know eventually it got to a point to where, now we're not talking about that. If you haven't watched it, whenever, I'm sorry, this is really a spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't watched it.
Yeah, y'all need to watch it. But spoiler alert. But
basically, when it came to Drake, it was another big guy in production along with Dan. His name was Brian Peck.
Yeah, I thought.
And
yes.
At first,
when he was doing, I heard, like, when he was
like, the daddy was on it. The daddy was on game. The daddy was peeping it even back then. Right. He was saying, "Hey,
with the other
y'all need to really keep an eye on him when it comes to him being around the kids." Yes. And so eventually, Brian started getting into Drake's ear and was telling him, like, "I don't think your dad is a good manager for you. Like, he's really gatekeeping a lot of things that you should know, and he's holding you back from how good you can be." Yeah. Woo. And now Drake 15, 16, and he kind of listening to it, but he not feeding into it that much. But also at the time, the mom and dad aren't together anymore, and eventually Drake decides that the dude got into his head, so he wants to go live with his mom. But keep in mind, Drake daddy is going above and beyond to make sure this boy's career is on point. Right. And of course, Brian, this how sick grown people be. He got into that little boy head and let him know, like, hey, your dad is this, your dad is that, because he already peeping game that your daddy peeping game on him. Mm-hmm. He like, damn, well, how can I get the dad out the picture?
Just like the girl too, when she was trying to get emancipated and stuff, like, they getting in her head too.
Amanda, yes, like, so the daddy,
that shit is crazy.
So
like,
he like, how can I turn him against his dad? He said, boom, tell him you need to probably go start staying with your mama. Mm-hmm. And he know, probably with the mama, she more easy to manipulate. Right. She'll feed into it. So basically it boiled down to Drake ended up telling him, Drake dad was like, you know what, I'm going to let you take him, telling this to the mama. He said, the only rule that I got, because he said, I just want whatever my son wants. If he still wants to pursue this and do this, I'm going to let him. He said, but the only rule that I really have for you, talking to the mama, is don't ever leave him alone with him.
And she left him alone.
Eventually, it got to the point to where Drake stayed at compared to where they filmed and stuff at, because they moved. He was driving like an hour away, and the mama wasn't finna keep driving that far back and forth.
She done let him stay with Brian.
So, I'm not saying this might be a little spoiler alert for you because you ain't got this far. It's okay. But, yes, it got to where...
Yeah, I was only like halfway through this.
It got to where he finally let him... It so happened, like, one day, like, I guess she didn't want to make the drive to go get him. He ended up staying the night. The first night, I almost caught him in right. The first night Drake started staying the night over there, he said he wakes up in the middle of the night and the man is, that was the first night. He wakes up and this is what he's exposed to.
Yeah.
So then one of the questions they're gonna ask Drake on the thing is, what's like one of the worst, like what's like what? How far did he go with you as far as like once he started doing it? Like how far did he go? And Drake couldn't even answer. He was like, just imagine one of the worst things a person could ever do to you when it comes to being SA. He was like, that's what always done to me. He said, and it got worse and it got worse. And the only person that picked up on it is probably why the freaking documentary even came out, really, is Drake had eventually got a girlfriend. He was over at the girlfriend's house because that was the only place he used to say, like, he felt safe.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to worry about all of that going on because it just got worse over time.
Yeah.
And one night, the man, Brian, called him. Was blowing up Drake's phone, blowing up Drake's phone, blowing up Drake's phone. He not answering. And, you know, he was like, he just not even paying attention to it.
Yeah.
But then, somehow, he started calling the girlfriend phone. And the girlfriend mama had peeped it and asked to talk to him in the kitchen and was like, what's up? He was like, oh, it's nothing. He was like, I told Brian I was going to come work on some things with him and some of the other cats, but, like, I forgot. And I told him I'm here, so it's nothing. And the mama was like, nah, something is going on. Yeah. And that's when she knew, like, something is up. But even after that, he didn't ever tell nothing. He never even said nothing. Like, Drake ended up... It even got to where, like, there was, like, a whole anonymous case of, like, a Jane Doe. They considered the kid John Doe in the case. Like, me and Brian had to go to court for it. Yeah. And it was plastered on the news, but it wasn't never told that Drake was the boy that he had to go to court for it.
Where he at now? Where Brian at now?
I don't know, but if I looked up the one with Dan, baby, he only had to serve 18 months.
Mm-hmm. What's his name? And
I just thought that right there, that did it for me.
But I ain't gonna lie, Brian Peg he looked like
you know. Bird. So that was just like, girl, but yeah, finish watching it because it's gonna end up telling you how the case turned out. He gonna get talking about like how many people was actually like showing up for supporting the man Brian. They end up saying it was 41 letters that end up getting wrote of people supporting Brian, saying how basically, girl, they was trying to say like Drake was testing him.
16 months.
Oh, maybe it was him. He only got 16 months for doing that. But I thought both of them ended up going to jail at one point. Maybe Dan just started getting dropped from everything and eventually got fired. Yeah, you gonna see that too in episode 4.
I knew he had
But then, girl, peep this.
He just stopped working with them in like 2018.
Yes.
I'm like, damn. This started in 2003. Like when everybody started getting exposed was in like 2003.
That's crazy. But the thing, he had that much power when he was bringing so much revenue to Nickelodeon. Like, they was probably like, how can we drop him? Like, how can we let him go?
Right.
If he the main one, because he was that good at what he was doing.
So I know it's gonna probably tell me, but like, when did Drake like finally quit? Like when did everybody quit?
So the reason they ended up finding out, the reason they even got to where it got took him to court is he got tired of it, and one day his mama was calling him, asking him about something, questioning him about something that happened, and he just spazzed out and he had to tell everything. So then eventually that same day, 2 detectives came over and he had to be discreet about everything that had been done to him.
Peck is openly gay. He lives out in Los Angeles, California as of 2024 and has not worked in the entertainment industry since 2019. And
even there, when they said that, girl, they was trying to say that was an excuse. I didn't understand that because
I seen this when he was pen pals with serial killer John Wayne Gacy.
Yes, and a lot of people were saying that too. Like, y'all should have known something was up when he was friends with him. So yeah, girl, it's just like.
And look, you a sex offender, so they gotta know where you stay at. Talking about his last role was in 2018. Y'all just now getting out the picture in 2018 is crazy.
Yeah, it's like it took that long for y'all to put it in.
That shit make my chest hurt.
But yeah, it's like the thing, like y'all let that go on for that long.
That's what I'm saying.
And think about,
that's 15 years.
I even got to think about. So you gonna see where the show R. Carly's gonna come about and how
I seen when they was talking some of it.
Jeanette McCurdy ended up doing like a whole book. She mentioned it in the book they were saying, but allegedly Dan Snyder was not the person that she was talking about because she never mentioned any names. But if you put 2 and 2 together, that's what she was talking about.
That's Sam?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I didn't see her.
Little interviews and little spills. Yeah. So.
Before, yeah.
I just think that's it. And then, of course, it make you think, like,
I stayed up all night watching.
I wonder who all else they probably reached out to about it that chose not to film.
Because what's the name? Wait, no, who played Josh?
Josh did. So I seen a couple days on TikTok where Josh, I guess Drake was vouching for him, saying that he didn't know because the case that was going around when they finally seen that the man Brian Peck was having to go to court for it, nobody knew that Drake was the boy that was in court.
Yeah.
That he was the one.
But I'm saying, like, Josh never came out and said anything.
Probably behind closed doors. He probably reached out, but I don't think publicly.
Some people, I think, it's just that's an opening a can of worms that you know, like.
And you could just see how emotional like Drake was getting, like just speaking on it like that for the first time.
You know, something that thought that came up while I was watching it is like when boys get touched on. Like, I still want to know the psychology behind boys getting molested, why they end up being gay. You know, like or like girls too, like they get
touched at one time.
Well, yeah, and then they wasn't touched by a girl, so. You know, like most girls that's been touched, like they end up gay, but they wasn't touched by a girl, so I understand that. But like for boys, it's like
it's the opposite.
Some of them they go for the same sex, and I be like, why? Like, what's the psychology behind it? Because you would think you wouldn't want nothing to do with a man,
right?
So I just be wondering.
Maybe it's an inner thing, like an inner.
Psychology is something.
What is that triggering to where it attracts you to that same sex?
That's something that came up while I was watching it. I'm like, I wonder how many of those they like. Or even for Dan Snyder and Brian Peck, like, what started it for y'all?
For real.
And it always starts out.
It's something, you know, tell me, especially with Dan, like how they were just saying, like, how he just want to be in power and like, they didn't mention it in there, but you can't tell me that man didn't put his hands on a man. You cannot tell me that man wasn't doing no with that girl.
Talking about Dan. Dan?
Yes. I know he would, cause you just favoring her.
But that's the thing, like, that's what sucks about like being famous. And why I say I never wanted to be famous, because it's a price you pay.
Thanks.
It's and of course, some people to stay in that main character role.
They still be trying to say like they didn't ask for that. Granted, a lot of people don't, especially kids. If we talking about kids that get into that type of business, those kids didn't ask for that. But I still feel like the parents do play a major role in it, because back then they trying to say with Drake Mama, like, and even the other cast members that was on set, like some of their parents like, yo, daughter or son that got this major role, like, you know how much income they probably bringing in, how much this is like officially like turn their life around. So it's like you really don't want to get it up. And I guess that's what me and old boy talking about. That's what he was trying to say with Drake. Like, if you was really getting done as bad as you was, like, why didn't you come out sooner? And it's like, you got to think. He said he had just started like getting that rise and really getting his
name out there.
And when he got started for Drake and Josh, so it's like, I'm right where I want to be, and you mean.
And you gotta think, like, you just creating a name for yourself, but Dan Snyder and all them already has a name for themselves. Like, that's like, I feel like you can kind of compare it to, you have a kid, or you tell your mama that her man is touching on you, and she be like, no, like, you know, it's like one of them situations, like, he's already established, and then here I come trying to be on that show, and now I'm finna go tell mom that he been touching me. They're like, no, he don't. Like, they not gonna believe you.
Because this the first incident they done heard of.
They done heard of it. And how he acted to them and what he doing to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't never done that. He don't do that. He don't act like that.
Now that you put it that way, that's really one of them, like, we might not think it's not that deep, but if somebody coming to you with any type of like notion of like dealing with something like that, don't just shut them down or shut them out for it. Because then once you get shut out about it and you shut that down, now that kid is, I feel like the kid is now processing like, okay, well, mom thinks this is okay, so let me shut up about it.
Right.
If it wasn't
and then
okay,
it continues.
Then that's what makes it continues because.
And then your adulthood is a whole bunch of healing.
Tarnished.
You're having to go to counseling because you don't understand why you feel this type of way about people and why you got
certain type of issues and yes.
Baby.
Like you say,
now you telling you. When you get to bed, you don't even feel comfortable in space. You would think like you healed and then you get somewhere and you be triggered. And you be like, because the last time I was in a place like this, you know what I'm saying? Or do I don't know, for them maybe like, do I even want the main character role? Like, I know what it come with it. You know.
Well, some people be thinking they can dodge it though, like especially with certain
but there ain't nobody what's called spared.
Yeah, they feel like, oh, that ain't gonna be me. That little old me, like they gonna look over me.
And I say this too, like, as kids, you just not as cautious.
You
like,
don't be thinking about that.
You know,
like thinking that your boss is gonna be.
I used to be like that, like even just as an adult too, like a young adult, like that ain't gonna happen. Like I be weird. I be paying attention. Like I feel like cause I put out good gonna happen to me, but some stuff is just still unavoidable.
That's a good word.
You know, like it's just you can't dodge everything.
Man.
Like you gonna hit some bumps. It's just all about
what you gonna do once you
having support behind you help you through.
And if you even just really gonna be able to defend yourself for real when you get in them dark places or get trapped in certain situations.
I hate that, man. You have all the money in the world still getting taken advantage.
Man, you can have anyone in the world. Probably at that point, it's like you still was seeking going after kids.
Or you,
because they're the most purest. Kids
you
are
think
the
you're
most
doing what God sent you on this earth to do, and then somebody trying to take advantage of you. It is different.
You questioning everything. You re-questioning everything. Like you. This is what you blessed me with for me to have to go through this. Because like, let's take people that be in there, like they go through something like that, and now you can't even help. You can't blame them really for questioning their destiny or questioning the Most High. Like why? Like this is
what I want. This is what I feel like.
And you tell me this is what I gotta go through in order to get it. Like, just because I have this gift.
No, that's why it'd be like, I feel like now, if I was to have kids, like, I'm not rushing for you to be in nobody commercials or nobody show. Like, you know,
even
kids
just having
kids,
period. Because we just talking about the TV industry. Yeah. Just imagine, like.
Well, I'm saying even music, like, Sierra, the Bow Wows, like, how much they probably was exposed to so early.
That has opened up a door to so many
more
people.
If they put out a hip hop one, I'm gonna be hesitant to watch because I just feel like it's probably even worse.
I'm gonna be tuned right in, looking dead at that TV screen, ready to see.
No, for real, but I don't think it'll ever be. I
think the music, and I think slowly, even like the stuff that's going on now with like Diddy, that's the beginning of a lot of them starting to unravel. Like when Cassie opened that can of worms with that, everything now, like even with the Epstein stuff, like how they saying like a lot of that stuff has been opened back up. Like, I seen this lady on TikTok. She's saying 2024 is gonna be the downfall of a lot of like major like artists that we look up to or whatever that we favor. And she kept stating like, stop putting all y'all faith into these artists. Like, stop worshiping them and making them your idols as much as they are. Because by the end of the year, like a lot of y'all gonna be heartbroken. She was saying this might be the last like big year for a lot of artists, and I don't blame her because I just seen a video to where I guess they done arrested both of his sons that was out at Diddy's house, like the Homeland Security, like both of his houses, the one in Miami and one in LA, they done both raided them, and the girl that was pulling the car, like the turtle car, like just trying to get like more information, like from Spirit on it, she was like, it looks like something illegal has been going on, something that deals with money, something sneaky that Diddy has been doing. They trying to find it, and they end up catching the sons in the house. Mm-hmm. So let's see what more gonna unfold with that. Cause child,
baby, y'all know we don't even be on here to talk about stuff like this, but baby, it is happening.
Man, it's like you have no choice but to see it. Like it's out here. Yeah.
it's happening.
And that's crazy.
And we ain't gonna keep acting stupid and like we don't see it. And whew.
It's something I just learned too while we're on the subject of just talking about like TV stars and movies. So I learned that I guess with a lot of films they get like before they can even get like casted and approved, they have to go through like the government's like it want the Homeland Security. It has something to do with like the military and a defense of something. I'm gonna try to find the name of it, but a guy was breaking down how a lot of movies and stuff that they even get to shoot or like the ideas and stuff. They have to go through this specific department in the government for it even to get put out.
And why so many movies have so many clues.
Yes, or like certain things that even just get approved. And he was like, they literally only put out.
Oh, damn, it didn't get approved. I just want to see those movies.
Same thing I said. Like, it make you think like, what other pictures, movie ideas did they try to cast that didn't already got like turned down? Because basically he was saying every movie that we watch is approved through that specific department under the government. It was like the military something home. I don't want to say it's Homeland Security, but it might be. But was it the CIA? One of them. He said that when it comes to like movie and a lot of stuff they deal with like cinema, it has to stuff in Hollywood. It has to go through their department before they can even shoot it.
Bet it do.
And that was crazy.
I bet it do.
And aside from that, I really hope y'all go watch the series Quiet on Set because
so when I get home, I'm gonna finish it because I was trying to finish it today.
That I just think a lot of that was our era, like those TV shows. Like we grew up on it, so that's why I wanted to speak on it because I really do wish they would have had more people on there to ask, like more main stars that could really tell their stories. And then people were saying like, you know, that they was wondering if they'll make one for Disney. I said, baby, I hope Orlando Brown, Raven, I hope all of them be first in line. Because, you know, there's been some stuff said about Raven, too.
Girl, yeah.
So, if they do one on... Girl, then they said that
plus
one of the
Raven case.
Yeah. I don't know who it was, but...
4 times.
I don't know if it was Dan Snyder or Brian Peck, but they said even after the man had got put in jail, once he got released, they still allowed him to come back on and work, and he was one of the co-founders on the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Great. Shit, they always still able to work in the industry till 2018,
At this point,
Ridiculous.
But okay, enough of that. We're going to get into this last little topic that I wanted to speak on. And we're going to get out of y'all little hairs.
Y'all little way. Sorry, y'all.
So, what?
I had leaned over here. I was hurting.
So, I just wanted us to shed a little light on, like, how did I word it exactly?
Damn.
Like, just backsliding, basically, or just,
how we sometimes can get off track with our spirituality and our relationship with God.
And I just, of course, you know, you had already asked it, but I actually get on camera because I personally said that I know that I have fallen off a little bit as far as like my spirituality and just like trying to keep up like my relationship with the Most High. And you answered, well, you basically agreed as well.
Yeah, I feel like it's been what we talked about the other episode, like it's just a lot of distractions, and so you can be easily distracted, which is what the enemy is there for, with the devil, whatever you want to call him. Like that's what he's there to do. And so, especially when you have life changes and things going on in day-to-day life, like it's easy to get distracted. But I think for me, like I said, yes, we haven't had Bible study. Like I haven't been reading my Bible as much. But I think one thing that I just still try to remain strong in doing is before I get on my phone in the morning, I just still pray. Like, if I don't do nothing else, if I don't read my devotion, if I don't read my Bible, like, at least I could say my prayer. Because even with me and King, like, going to work, we used to pray on our way to work. We haven't done that in I don't know how long. But it's kind of one of them that, like, I think we individually do it. Like, I can't carry you to heaven with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, I still got to do, whether you feel like it or not, whether they feel like it or not, like, I still got to do my duty.
Right.
And I I just thank God that we had the awareness before something like, because, you know, we talked about before, like, something major happened. It was like, oh, God. Like, come back to God. Like, wow, this is happening.
I'm sorry I was away for so long, or
Yeah, like, you can just feel it. Like, you know what your normal routine is, and then you be like, dang, I ain't done that in a minute. Hold on, we gotta run it back.
Yeah, so. And I guess the main reason why I just wanted to touch on it a little bit was because I just be having to I just be thanking the Most High, like, thank you for still keeping me aware and keeping me in the loop on a lot of things, because I told you with numbers, I feel like that'd be like my big confirmation with a lot of things.
Right.
And the fact that I still see those, like, on a daily basis is my reminder, and that would really be, it has been, like, I've been trying to use that as my pick-me-up to get back into, like, you know, getting deeper within my spirituality, because I just take that as God's sign, like, let me know, like, I'm still here. Like, trust yourself. Trust yourself. You still where you need to be. Like, I'm still protecting you. Like,
I've been getting a lot of confirmation just through words, like stuff I see, stuff I read. I'm like, okay. That's when you posted that. It was like, I know I'm gonna get through it, but I'm tired of going through it. Mm-hmm. But like, a lot of my confirmation has been like, it's coming. Like, you know, more of the story, like dreams, words, devotions,
like little stuff. That's what I'm saying here and there. Like, I still get the little confirmations here and there, but it's
but that don't mean
it's a practice. Like, spirituality is more of a practice. It's a lifestyle, and when it's something that you're trying to incorporate, like, it's something you have to practice, like, every day. And I know I've fallen out of making it something I dedicate to every day. Like, even like praying, like, I'm not gonna lie, I know I haven't even just been praying to God as much as I used to, but I do find myself throughout the day, I just still try to acknowledge Him.
Right.
Like, even if I'm not praying to Him, like, God, I see you, I see what you did there, you know, like, God, thank you for just still keeping me, even though I'm not pouring into you as much as you pouring into me. Like, just saying little stuff here and there to let Him know, like, I do acknowledge you, like, I thank you for still keeping me, even though I just been living too, I'm here. I've been operating so low.
Yeah.
You know, I'm ready to get out of it. Like, definitely.
That's why I said about when I talked to you the other day about, like, my money, even the money, I'm like, when I say gonna hit, like, you really gotta sacrifice some stuff. Like, if you really want some change and you really want Him to do the work, like, you gotta do the work. You gotta, like, you want Him to come through for you, you gotta do the work. So that's why I was like,
it's an exchange, like, between you and the Most High. Like,
sacrifice.
Sure. If he, she, whatever y'all want to call it, because I'm trying to get out of just calling God a He, because I don't really think that, unpopular opinion, I don't really think that God is a He, because if He's omnipresent and is everything, like, why are we still giving Him, like, a gender? Why are we giving it a gender? Yeah. So it's like, we already know that the Bible is man-made, and it made me think, like, even with the Bible being man-made or written by man, like, maybe the construct behind the Bible is to why we refer to God as a man, because it was a man-made construct when it comes to the Bible. Now, that's the topic for the day. Mm-hmm. Don't shoot me down on that. We can talk about it, but it just won't be on this episode. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I'm just trying to deconstruct from calling God, referring to Him as a male, because He is everything. And if He is everything and I am a part of Him, then why can't He be what I am? Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. So, and girl, like, this woman, like, this spiritual lady I've been, like, keeping up with lately, that was one of the most recent videos she did. Like, you'll never be able to just, something about, like, decentering men, or be able to just fully detach from men until you do that with God. Like, start referring to Him as a male and refer to Him as everything as He is. Mm-hmm. So it's because it's like you're putting a cap on Him to a certain extent when you call Him a He, because He refers to a male, and a male is a man. A man can only do so much, but God can do everything. You know, you get it. You picking up what I'm putting down. I hope y'all picking it up too. But yeah, it's a two-way street when it comes to you and your spirituality. Like, if you're going to be putting in this type of
you
work,
got to do the practice.
Or whatever it is that you're asking for, the universe, whatever it is, like, if that's what you're asking for, some type of action has to be behind it. You can do all the speaking
see what you're looking for from that everything from that, from whatever religion you are a part of, you're not going to receive it unless you do the practice.
Yes.
Period.
So
Tanika, what are you going to do? Okay, I'll say this. When you realize that you are absent, what do you do to come back? How do you, or how are you gonna, like, how can we, when we realize that, like,
something I have to
come
do,
back and then, like,
because
try to avoid getting too far.
Again,
yeah.
And this is just something that I've learned and I've took heed to, like, from different, like, preachers and everything. The first step is kind of like acknowledgement, but like humiliation. Like, even though you might feel shame or guilty about it, and that's why we stay away from it for so long.
Right.
It's because you don't want to have to face it.
Right.
But it's like, if the Most High is just as close to us as we say He is, like He, she, as we say it is, like, you should be able to have that talk.
Right.
And be like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, I've been sleeping on you. You should be able to talk to Him just like that and be like, hey, God, I know I've been sleeping.
I'm back. I'm here.
I'm back though. Yeah, like, welcome me back with open arms. Forgive me for what I've done, and
right, that's the thing.
Let's pick up where I left off.
Repent for whatever you done.
Yeah, especially if you've been out of pocket with it. Like, hey, Most High, I'm acknowledging that I have been, in the flesh more than I have been in the spirit.
Yeah,
and
I think that awareness alone,
yeah,
it means a lot.
Yes,
like you being aware.
Just that little bit is the start to.
It's what you do with that awareness.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be full force and I'm
so
gonna
I feel
sacrifice.
Like just being able to adjust that shame or that guilt that you have with that higher source, and then just taking baby steps from there on out, because you ain't gotta just full fledged like go back into it and just okay, I'm back fasting, I'm back meditating 3 times a day. Like, it ain't gonna happen like overnight, because you're still human. You're still having to break down certain habits and create new ones, and that takes time. It is a practice. You have to practice it over and over before you can perfect it. So and as long as we are living in this worldly realm of these energies that are here, we will forever be in a constant state of practicing those things. Like, but I think that'll be that's the first thing, is acknowledging it, and then trying to form the willpower, like I said, to pick back up where you left off.
And just commit to doing better. Yes. Commit to continue.
That's a good thing, yes. I feel like spirituality is it's a lifetime commitment. For sure.
And like you said, like, we mess up, we human. Yeah. Sometimes we get in our flesh, but being aware of it, I think the awareness is just everything. Like, being aware of it and fixing it, like, Lord,
not even just being aware, but getting to where you're acting upon that awareness. Right. Because that thought,
I know I've been bad, but it's too late now. I'm just gonna keep on.
And it's like now you neglecting.
All right, keep on.
So now you neglecting.
You won't mess around and find out. It ain't too many times. Wish I could have found some scriptures
that you're gonna keep operating. That the Most High gonna keep letting you operate in that type of energy, and if so, he gonna acknowledge that and be like, oh, okay, you don't need my help no more.
So I'm gonna let you.
Go
on with your bad self.
Okay.
Well.
So yeah, I'll say that. I think acknowledging is just always the first step. Like, acknowledging it and being able to just express or come to the source and let them know, like, hey, because we do it with humans. Whenever you feel bad about something, or you feel shame or guilty, or know you did something wrong, eventually you have to go to them and reconciliation.
And you apologize. So same with Most High, God, him, he, she,
whatever it is that you
like,
whatever higher source that is that you believe in.
And you have to have, you repent, you have good intentions behind it. Like, don't repent like, forgive me for my sins, and then turn around and just
do the
go
same thing
right back.
Like, that is
like,
so
no, you gotta be intentional. You gotta really mean it.
That's a good thing.
Like,
intent, you gotta be
So.
Yeah.
Cause he ain't gonna leave you. Like, he gonna be there.
Always around, always near, always watching.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it's our
He can have 99. He gonna still go get that 100 from that way over there in the back of the bike.
Yeah. So yeah, I just want to speak on that because maybe some of y'all are on the same, in that same, been operating in that same type of energy too. Like, dang, like I've been slacking lately. Like,
especially
how
I
can
feel
I
like
get right?
the energy of the world
has a big effect on it.
It has been kind of like lately.
Yes.
So it's kind of,
it's very
in that season of like changing seasons too.
Yes.
Everybody getting sick. We
Season of depression.
Man, so
just a lot going on. So we feel
don't give up
just
on
want y'all to
you.
know y'all ain't the only ones that's been feeling
seriously.
like that. If you have been falling off with your religion or your relationship with God or your spirituality or whatever it is, like, it's not a coincidence. Look at the energy, look at everything that's going on. Like, it's just one of those times. But I will say, we do need to get on it, get a grip of it soon, because it's only going to get worse. And if you don't have some type of like spiritual, like some type of like armor or whatever,
an anchor
or something, some type of force that can help protect you from that, you're gonna continue to fall by the wayside or be easily manipulated, easily influenced by a lot of things that the world is throwing at us.
I don't remember who I heard say that, but you gotta be anchored in Him is what it was. Yeah. And if that boat ain't anchored to the bottom of that ocean,
okay,
you just gonna
drift with the waves. Like, what's your foundation? Like, build a foundation. You gotta be able to stand on something, or you're falling for any and everything.
You gonna go with the flow, all right?
Well, we're gonna get it together. You're gonna get it together.
Yeah, we all gonna get it together. For sure.
It's okay. Don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself grace. If grace wasn't a thing that didn't exist, the word would not have been. It wouldn't have came about. So it's okay. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're human. You don't have all the answers. You don't have it all figured out.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Man.
Whatever that song is.
Well, anything else to Lynn? Huh?
No, I don't have anything else. We're all gonna get through this crazy ass world together.
That's what we're here for, to shed light on these things.
Yeah, I've been tuned in
to another episode with DNT Podcast. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. And never be disappointed. Y'all always be surprised with how people on this channel. Just continue to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend about DNT. Tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend about this and Nick. And that is how we will wrap up this episode. I'm Jamaica Roche.
I'm Destiny Lynn.
And I will sign out. See you guys.
Excuse me.